Wow. Good evening, or as we say in Kosovo, Mirëmbrëma. Thank you, Damon, so much for your generous remarks. And thank you, Atlantic Council. You have been and continue to be a great friend to Kosovo, and it truly is an honor to be here to celebrate the 60th anniversary. I'm humbled to share the stage with tonight's honorees, Dr. Burla, Dr. Turecci, Professor Sahin. Thank you so much for everything that you've done to help us tackle the COVID pandemic. Your Excellency, Ms. von der Leyen, thank you for your leadership, and I can only apologize for the sleepless nights my other country must have caused you during these long and painful Brexit negotiations. I stand before you as a child of Kosovo, who was born and raised in the United Kingdom and is here today as the guest of the United States. I come from a place most of you will have heard of, but perhaps not in the way I'm about to describe. I want to share with you a little bit about my Kosovo. Kosovans love to party, which is no surprise, perhaps as 50% of the population is under 25 years old. I'm officially old in Kosovo. I heard a story recently about a visitor that went to Pristina, the capital city of Kosovo, being kept awake until the small hours by a lively crowd at a bar opposite her hotel. The next morning, she asked the reception what the occasion was, and they said, "That? Oh, that was just a Monday." Pristina has a wonderful cafe culture. Forget grabbing coffee on the go, dress sharp, pull up a seat, and watch the world go by. It's very European. For a small country, Kosovo is bursting with creativity, and I could reel off examples, but here are just a few. Hive, a beautiful Kosovan film, took 3 major awards at this year's Sundance. Watch out for it at the Oscars. Pristina will also host Manifesta next year, which is a contemporary art and culture biennale, and that will see the city overtaken with public art exhibitions and installations. And journalists from highly respected publications speculate on what must be in the water to produce so many successful music artists. All I can say is, give us a chance and we will excel. In 2018, my dad and I founded the Sunny Hill Festival in Pristina, and it quickly became one of the biggest music festivals in the region. It's been a lifelong dream of ours to bring artists to Kosovo, not just so fans can see their favorite bands, but so that the visiting bands can experience our own brilliant and diverse music scene. The second part of our dream will soon become reality, and I couldn't be more excited to share our plans for the Sunny Hill Foundation with you. We've signed an MOU to create the Sunny Hill Arts and Innovation Center in Pristina, and we very much hope that work will start next summer. Thank you. It will be a creative space where young people can learn about music production and performance. For those who want to break into the industry, there will be workshops run by visiting artists and producers from all over the world who will share what they've learned. And for others, the center will be a place to build confidence, learn some skills, and most importantly of all, have some fun. The first concert I ever went to was Method Man and Redman. It was in Pristina, and I was 13. It was a bit random, really cool, and definitely not quite age appropriate. But it wasn't like I had any actual choice of shows. Kosovo is just too small a market to be included on most world tours. So now we bring artists to Kosovo. And without exception, everyone that we've invited to perform at the Sunny Hill Festival, from Miley Cyrus to Calvin Harris, is just blown away by the whole experience. They say it's one of the best shows they've ever done, as the energy is so roaring, the audience so present, and the welcome so sincere. The best performances are when you have that really great chemistry with the audience, and that somehow always seems to happen at Sunny Hill. However, appearances can be also deceiving. In many ways, life in Kosovo is tough, and it undeniably bears the scars of years of war. Even for those who mercifully escaped the war, it nonetheless leaves its legacy. My parents left Kosovo in 1992 as tensions were rising. while they were fortunate enough to make a good life in London, there were years when they knew they couldn't return home. That must have caused a pain I can only imagine. Sometimes when I talk to my parents about this time, they can speak for hours. And other times it's just too exhausting, and they say they feel they've lived through 300 years. For me, having this dual identity has actually been really positive. I'm always flattered when people comment on what they call my immigrant work ethic. It's true, it's a gift that's been passed down the generations. But even with a determined and bold national spirit, it takes time to recover and find a new footing. Today, Kosovo still faces many challenges, and often it's the young generation who bear the brunt of it. Young people struggle to find work, and their opportunities are hampered by restrictions that make it difficult to travel for work or pleasure. After we fulfilled all the criteria, the European Commission actually recommended visa liberalization for Kosovo for more than 3 years ago. So do you think we could get that done now, or? Kosovo is also the youngest country in Europe in another way. We are just 13 short years into our journey of independence. And as part of a strong international community, we will thrive emotionally, we will thrive economically and culturally. It's in our DNA. While it still breaks my heart that the United Kingdom chose to leave the European Union, rather than dwell on this, I would rather recall that the first purpose of the EU is to secure peace through unity. Wouldn't it be fitting if Kosovo could take its place within that peaceful union, thrive economically alongside our neighbors, and heal the hurt of recent conflict? With that vision in mind, thank you. With that vision in mind, I accept this award with gratitude for all the young people of Kosovo, and to receive it on their behalf, I would like to invite Kosovo's own young leader, Her Excellency President Vjosa Osmani, to the stage.
Dua Lipa, ladies and gentlemen, please give her another round of applause. Absolutely deserved. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, first of all, Dua, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for giving me the honor of accepting this award on behalf of the people of Kosovo. I am delighted to be here to celebrate tonight's honorees. Congratulations to all of you. We in the Republic of Kosovo have been following Dua's progress since day one. And I am so incredibly proud that her talent has been recognized by the world too. I thought Dua was best described in a headline of an article written early on in her career, which reads, "Meet Dua Lipa, a restless spirit with a mighty big voice." Words that ring even more true today. Dua is indeed restless, but restless in ambition. Dua indeed has a mighty big voice, not just in terms of her vocal capabilities, but also in the way she has chosen to use her incredible voice and platform to be an extraordinary advocate for women, unafraid to take on political issues, and a restless champion for her home country, the Republic of Kosovo, and its people. So thank you once again for being our voice, Dua. You are the greatest ambassador that one country can dream of. You not only make us incredibly proud of what you have personally achieved, but also help us to raise the collective voice of our people every single time that you proudly talk about where you are from. Some might say, in the words of your music, that you are levitating Kosovo. For those of you in the room who may be unfamiliar with our story, Kosovo is a nation full of restless spirits, bright, brilliant, and ambitious minds who see their future at the heart of the European Union. Perhaps because of our struggles, or indeed in spite of our struggles, the youth of our country continues to succeed against all odds. What is quite clear to me is that when our young people are given opportunities, they exceed beyond expectations. And as their president, I will work tirelessly to ensure we build an even stronger foundation for our young people to succeed within and beyond our borders. If it isn't convincing enough for me to stand and say this here before you today, just look around the global music. Just look at our Dua and what she has achieved. Look at our film industry and the amazing Hive movie, which I join Dua in inviting you to see. Sports and many other industries to see just what our country and our people are capable of achieving when they are given a chance. From our globally renowned filmmakers to our tech companies attracting investment directly from countries like the United States, or those exporting our goods and services to every part of the world, our athletes who raise Kosovo's flag even in non-recognizing countries, I couldn't be more proud than I am with all of our everyday shining stars. For those of you that have never been to Kosovo, I urge you to visit so that you can see its beauty, its uniqueness, and the warmth and admiration that my people hold for your countries, for the countries who stood by us in our darkest days, and in particular, the United States of America. You'll have heard this before, but Kosovo really is the most pro-American and the most pro-European nation on earth. You supported us. You supported us during a time when, like Dua and her beautiful family, over 1 million Kosovars were forced to flee throughout the 90s. First from oppression from the then Serbian regime against the people of Kosovo, and then, as you all know, from one of the most brutal wars we have seen in recent times. Actually, when I came here, I was reminded that it was exactly in this room in 1999, when the Alliance was celebrating its 50th birthday, that summit turned into a summit about Kosovo. Exactly where you're sitting today, the decision to save our lives was made. Exactly because of those courageous and responsible leaders at that time, we are standing alive here today. Many of them are here in this room, so please once again accept our heartfelt gratitude on behalf of all the people of Kosovo. Of course, we wouldn't be here and we wouldn't have achieved everything that we have without the collective support of so many allies around the world. Let's not forget Kosovo is the biggest US foreign policy success story. We can never say that enough. Your bipartisan support has been invaluable, but today we face a different set of challenges and we hope to continue to count on all of you as we open a new chapter in our efforts to strengthen Kosovo's international standing. Kosovo is a beacon of hope and a beacon of democracy. Just 13 years on from our declaration of independence, today we have the kind of institutional stability that many countries can only dream of. We join our allies in peacekeeping missions and are honored to be among the very few countries that have offered shelter to Afghans in need escaping persecution. In fact, we're the very first country on earth to answer that call because we've been refugees ourselves. So we've opened not just our doors, but also our hearts and minds to all of those in need. And we couldn't be prouder to stand by our allies in this important effort. I'm also very proud to represent a people who possess so much compassion, so much talent, potential, and resilience, and confident that Kosovo will only continue to strengthen its statehood and make a bigger contribution to the international community and to peace and stability in the region. We will do all this because it is what our people deserve. We have been through too much to turn back now, and we will continue to defend our freedom and our right to exist as an independent and sovereign country. And to those that try to dim our lights, I have a message for those. They're not in this room, obviously. In Dua's words, we've got new rules. Kosovo's people and its leadership will not give up on our country's right to exist at any cost, and we will be absolutely vocal in seeking justice and the deserved path for our people. Kosovo's future lies within the Euro-Atlantic structures. We have never looked elsewhere. And finally, I'd like to take this opportunity to once again join Dua's mighty big voice in calling on EU member states to deliver on the long overdue promise to grant visa liberalization to the citizens of the Republic of Kosovo. Dear friends, tonight we celebrate the successes and achievements of Dua and the other honorees. You know, Dua in our language means love. That's exactly what she has been spreading around the world, but especially in her home country, Kosovo, since day one. I really look forward to meeting as many of you in other occasions in the future, when we will gather to celebrate upcoming successes of Kosovo and our superstar youth. In this journey, we really hope to have you by our side. So thank you to the Atlantic Council for honoring our remarkable Dua. Dua, thank you so much for turning the eyes of the world to Kosovo. Thank you all for a wonderful night, and good night. Artistja,